Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode, or should I say welcome to the first episode of New Game Stuff. Yeah, that's taken straight from Happy Console Gamer, but he's my favourite YouTuber, so why not? Anyway, what we're going to be doing on these set of videos is we're going to be talking about everything that I've picked up gaming related over the last month. Now the first video is going to be a little bit of cheating because I'm going to talk about everything I've got in the last 2 months, or just anything I can remember big that I've gotten recently. But from now on, I'm going to keep it more updated so you guys can keep up to date with the channel, keep up to date with the collection, and maybe get some good advice for stuff to pick up yourself. One thing to note as well is this isn't just my collection anymore, it's me and my girlfriend Ashley's. We've combined both the game rooms, we live together now, so there might be some things in here which you'd be a bit surprised to have picked up, but that's just because they're actually Ashley's pickups. But one day I will manage to get her to come on the channel and talk about it herself, just not quite today. Anyway, we're going to get going. I think it's better to start off with the newer games and lead into the older ones because that's what most people are here to see anyway. So we're going to start off with the PlayStation 4 games. We're going to talk about 3 of them. Oh my word, I'm dropping everything. It's definitely the first video of the series. Okay, so first one I want to talk about is Resident Evil Origins collection. This is one that Ashley's been saying she wants for ages, and we finally managed to pick it up the other day. Actually really excited to play these games because even though I've got them on the PS1, never been the biggest Resident Evil fan. There's a few games that I love and I really like the story, but just actually gameplay wise, it's definitely going to be me watching Ash play those ones. The next thing is Outer Worlds. Obviously you all know from my top 10 games of the decade that I am a massive New Vegas fan, and this is Obsidian. I've heard good things about this game, and yeah, I managed to pick this up for £10 whole off Gumtree recently. And then next up, of course I'm going to talk about this. I don't think anyone on YouTube hasn't talked about it. The Last of Us 2. We actually picked up the collector's edition, which is enormous, and I've got a little bit of footage here from the day we got it, which I'll throw in here, but I can't believe how big that collector's edition is, and I was pleasantly surprised by the quality of everything in it. But I mean, this is going to have to be a whole video in itself. This game, I've just done the top 10 games of the decade recently. This is probably number 1 now, even more so than Breath of the Wild, so I'm definitely going to have to do a video about this, but as always, that will come a bit further down the line. But yeah, Last of Us 2, 10 out of 10, a masterpiece, a game I got to work on and Ash got to work on. We're very grateful, it's amazing. Next up, speaking of games of the decade and games of the generation, we're going to talk about a Switch game here, and that is going to, well actually, I should probably talk about all the Switch games we picked up. I'm not going to talk about everything individually because we tend to get quite a lot of games every month, so I'll just talk about my highlights from it. But here you should be able to see all the ones that we've picked up. Obviously I'll do some cutaways and stuff like that, but the highlights from here that we've picked up, first of all, Astral Chain. Just want to say, Ash has been going on about this, wanting to pick it for ages. We got it, started playing it. Very disappointing, a very hard game to get into, we found. Cucumber, I don't know if anyone's seen the controversy about this, but this game actually got recalled. I'm not too sure if it definitely has in the EU, but I know it has in the US. We managed to pick up one. Apparently this could break your Switch, so we got this game. We didn't even know what we're going to do with it, probably not even going to end up playing it. Picked up Brain Training, really happy with this. Love Brain Training on the DS. I remember my nan used to play this, and yeah, it can't recognise Ash's handwriting, so that's been a nightmare. Ash wouldn't forgive me if we didn't talk about Story of Seasons. For anyone that doesn't know, basically there's a whole licensing issue with Natsume and Marvelous, and Story of Seasons is actually Harvest Moon, the new Harvest Moon games. This is a remake of an older one. Ash was so excited to get this, and yet she's been having a great time with it. Next up, Streets of Rage 4. This came out digitally, but I need to get a physical copy because I absolutely love the Streets of Rage series. This is great, I really recommend it. Brilliant game, brilliant game. Way to bring the series back. And anyway, back to what I was talking about at the very beginning. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I did talk about Xenoblade Chronicles recently on another video. I can't recommend this enough. This is at least my number 2 for Game of the Year this year. Obviously The Last of Us 2 is going to take that. I've just been saying it's a game of the generation. But this is phenomenal. What a way to remaster a series, and yeah, if you haven't played it, play it. Brilliant game, can't recommend it enough. It's going to be a video in and of itself. Right, there's a Switch. I'm not going to talk about all these, well, I just did. Okay, so next up we'll grab, oh my word, there's so many games here. Basically we started to properly collect for the DS and the 3DS recently, and yeah, it's been a big month for DS games. You can see here we've got an awful lot of them. I don't even know where to begin with this. I mean, let's just have a quick look. Okay, first thing first, Mario Slam Basketball. This is a great game. This is really, really underrated. And weirdly enough, I put a picture of this up on Twitter, and one of my good mates, Jordan, aka the Movie Worm, he said he bought this off me when I worked in Level Up, so that was crazy. But yeah, this was actually made by Nintendo and Square. You could play as some Square characters, but it's just mad that it's such an underrated game. I think it's because it's sports related, to be honest. The next ones we want to talk about here, there's only a few really to talk about, but Harvest Moon DS, this is one that Ash used to have, and yeah, just you always end up doing it. A lot of people do this with the DS, where you'll buy games, you just get rid of them, just disappear. That seems to happen to almost everybody that I know, and that's one of them. We also managed to pick up Ace Attorney, unbelievable game. If you've not played this, you have to play this game. But the reason we got this is because it is the American version, which I'm pretty confident this is not focusing on that spine, but I'll do a cutaway, of course. Another American version we got, and one that Ash is really, really happy to have, Harvest Moon DS Cute. So this is, I don't really know the full story about this, but basically it's a spin-off of one of the Harvest Moon games. It's quite rare. It actually might be our rarest DS game. Ash was super excited to get it. So they're the main ones that we're going to talk about here with the DS. I'm sure I've missed some off. Oh my word, this is a mess. I don't know how Happy Console Gamer does it. Next up, we're going to talk about the 3DS games. So there's only 4 of them, so not going to take too much of your time here. And the number one we're going to talk about, well, I'll dead quickly talk about Chibi Robo. This is one which we will definitely be picking up at some time on the Gamecube, but we managed to get this in the latest Argos mega sale they did for like £2, so that was an absolute steal. We also picked up Mario Tennis recently. I don't know if any of you have played the Mario Tennis games, but I played the Wii U one and I was so disappointed in it, so I'm hoping this is going to be really good. Mario Kart 7. Unbelievably, me and Ash had never played this, so we are super excited. If you don't know, me and Ashley are massive Mario Kart fans. There was a point where we must have played Mario Kart on the Switch every day for like 2 months. It was insane, but we got every single cup. You know, we got gold on every single cup, so yeah, we're pretty good at that game. Don't challenge us though, because you're all batterers, obviously. Never challenge the internet. A couple of Game Boy Advance games here to talk about. You see, we went right into the retro stuff now. Probably not what anyone's expecting. The Sims busting out, and the Sims Sims in the City, or something along those lines, I think they're called. Now, everybody's played the PS2 games of these, but I swear the Game Boy Advance one and busting out as well, especially for me. Weirdly enough, I'd played the Herbs as a kid, and Asha played Bustin' Out, and she said this was an amazing game, and I was like, they're basically the exact same game, but it's an RPG, and it's really good. Like, I was actually so surprised. As a young kid playing this, God, I got my money's worth. I must have put like 100+ hours into it, if you can believe that, for the Sims, but it used to be a lot cooler than what it is now. But anyway, yeah, finally managed to pick them up. Boss games, really, really recommend them. What have we got next? Right. Some Gamecube games. We're really trying to buy a lot more Gamecube stuff for the minute, so hopefully you'll be seeing a lot more of those on these new game stuff episodes. Disney Sports Football. I haven't got too much to say about this because I haven't even actually had a chance to play it, but we went to Saw Fun's Retro Games in York not too long ago, and we managed to pick this one up. I just got it just on the off chance that it's anything like Mario Strikers on the Gamecube, which is my favourite multiplayer game of all time, and such a good game. If you haven't played it, I'm sure it's not going to be, but I had to give it a chance. But one we were really happy to get, Mario Golf. We're in the process of getting all the big Mario games on the Gamecube and really bolstering that collection. It's Ash's favourite console, so we have to, sort of thing. And also, like, I love the Gamecube as well. But this is surprisingly a very good game. It really, really reminds me of golf on Wii Sports. It seems to, I think it's got some of the same tracks, but yeah, can't go wrong. Great pitch, got it from CX for like a tenner or something, so can't go wrong with that. Next up, there's going to be some people that are really happy about this, and these are the ones that say you'd be surprised about. Quite a lot of Zelda games. Ash is a massive Zelda collector. It's a main part of the collection, and it's the biggest addition to the game room, which you will see on the game room tour in the next video. I'm going to quickly run through these from what I know. Obviously, she knows a little bit more. So I believe this is the Ntsc copy of Wind Waker for the Wii U. This is quite expensive in the UK and in Europe, so managed to pick this up and it looks really good. I think it's got like a variant gold cover. I think that's the difference. I'm sure I'll do a cutaway and you can all find out soon. Speaking of variants, she got Link Between Worlds for the 3DS. So I think there's a black and gold cover and then there's also this like forest cover. I'm sure I'm butchering this, but anyway, she got this recently. And now onto some of the bigger ones. So Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, both on the Game Boy Color. We went to Saw Thumbs Retro Games. Something really cool about these, by the way, I hope this focuses, is when you put both of them together, it makes Princess Zelda in the center, which is really cool. But yeah, when we went to Saw Thumbs, they had both of these. I think we got them like for £50 for the pair or something, but these are quite hard to get hold of in the UK. So yeah, big purchases, and there's going to be so much more Zelda stuff coming soon, honestly. But Ash was really, really happy to get these. The next one is Link's Awakening, that I forgot the name of momentarily. This is actually my favourite Zelda game. I really, really love Link's Awakening. I was so happy she managed to get the box only of this, because I already had the loose copy. I think she got the box for like £10 off one of her mates. And yet, ages ago, I think it was probably like 6-7 years ago, I had the chance to get the gold copy of this box, and at the time it wasn't worth what it is now, but the guy wanted like £50 back then. I kept on offering like 25-30 quid, he was not budging at all. So yeah, even though this is the Nintendo Classics one, really, really happy to have this. This is a phenomenal game, which anyone with a Nintendo Switch these days will now know. Now, on to the next one. This is something that happens quite a bit when you're a collector, when you're a serious collector anyway. God, how arrogant was that when you're a serious collector? Anyway, we bought the same game. So, obviously this is Four Swords. This is a Spanish seal copy that Ash has. And I bet you can all see where we're going with this. So she's had to buy a loose copy so we can actually play the game. So yeah, we just got a loose copy of the game here. This is a great game. Unfortunately, we thought you could play it two-player on the GameCube, but you can only play it two-player simultaneously with the Game Boy Advance link cable, and I think it's only people with their Game Boy Advance and that game can play through the GameCube, or something along those lines. It's a bit crazy, but anyway, this is the biggest one she's got recently. So there's all the Zelda stuff. Now, moving on, we're very nearly done, so don't worry about it if you're getting a bit bored at this point. Some loose cartridges, everybody likes some loose cartridges. We picked up this mystery Mega Drive game from Saw Thumbs. I'm going to do a video on this because I've actually got another Mega Drive game without a cover on it, and that'll be a nice little Let's Play at some point. Got that for like £1. Now, the next one to talk about is one I'm actually really excited about, and it's Mario Kart R. Now, I haven't got any homebrew games. I have got 2 loose carts of translations of Secret of Mana and Final Fantasy V, but this is the first proper homebrew that I've got. As I mentioned earlier, Mario Kart is one of my favourite games of all time, and Super Mario Kart is actually the first game I ever played in my life. So to find out that there was Mario Kart R that you could play as Kirby, it had some different skins on the tracks and slightly improved graphics, but it had like different skins for all the races and for the battle mode as well. This was something I was really, really excited about. Looking on eBay, they were going for like £30, but unbelievably, someone just happened to be selling a copy, and we managed to pick it up for £15, so I'm absolutely buzzing about this. I have also ordered a box for it, but that's going to turn up whenever Etsy decides to send it. So yeah, if you haven't played Mario Kart R, definitely play it. Great game. There's some tracks which are a bit grim, it's a bit glitchy at times, but we played this. Maybe we'll do a Let's Play of it, because actually really, really had a lot of fun with this game. Right, moving on. That was the last of the games, and it was one that I was most excited about as well, so really happy with that. First of all, I bet you never think you'd hear me saying this, an Amiibo. So this is, I think it's just Dark Samus, or like the Samus variation or something. Basically, me and Ash, well, this is all Ash's collection. She has all the Super Smash Bros. Amiibos that came out, bar a handful, and this is one of them, one of the more recent ones she doesn't have. So we picked up that. And the main reason we're talking about that is just to show you all the Amiibos on the wall in the game room now, which you also see in the game room tour video. Next up, we got a few guides. Keeping up with the 3DS theme, we managed to get this one. I've never seen anything like it actually. It's 4 guides in one, and it's in really good condition. This is another one we picked up from Saw Thumbs Retro Games, and it was only £2, so how can you go wrong? Some really good games there as well. Now, this one is really, really cool. This is a Japanese guide of Super Mario Kart. It may as well just call this new Mario Kart game stuff, but this is such a nice guide, honestly. This was only a £5, we couldn't believe it when we saw it in Saw Funds. But this is one that we saw, and Ash straight away was like, I'm buying you that. And I'm really happy he did. It's got some cool cartoons and that, and yeah, it's really amazing. It's more like an art book, to be honest, than it is a guide, especially because you can't actually read it. But anyway, moving on, managed to pick up both of these guides for £10 off eBay. Grandia 2, £10 between us, same seller, couldn't believe it. Grandia 2, and then Pokemon Stadium 2. Really could not believe how cheap we got these for. And with Pokemon Stadium 2, we've recently moved all of Ash's collection up to this game room, and she actually had this game loose, and I think this run of games I never thought I'd have, or that we'd have, so we had to get the guide for it, and you know, maybe it'll be a Let's Play one day. But anyway, they're the 2 new guides. Got a lot of great new guides recently, and it's something that we're really putting a bit more emphasis on. That's one of the big things I want to say about the game room at the moment. We have most of the big games that we want, so it's just about getting little things like you've seen in all this. Now we're going to finish with a few of the Last of Us related things. So we have the limited edition Last of Us strategy guide. This is amazing. Managed to pick this up for, I think it was £50. We got this, and leading on to the next thing, we got the Last of Us 1, the art book. This is, again, phenomenal. The strategy guide is actually really helpful. We started playing through it recently when number 2 came out in preparation for number 2, but I'll have to do a big cutaway to this because some of the art in this art book is just phenomenal, and this is something I wanted for a long time. I knew with the next game coming out it was going to start creeping up in price, so I think it was like £40 I managed to get both of those for. And then the next big thing, obviously, The Last of Us 2, the art book. If it could even be nicer than the first one, it is. This is so good, honestly, I can't recommend it enough. And obviously we got a little art book with the collector's edition. It's not compared to this. This is such an in-depth art book. And if you are into games and you don't have any art books, I can't recommend them enough, because it just shows you more about the development of them. And you see some really amazing stuff that didn't make it into the game or was cut for whatever reason. So yeah, highly recommend starting to collect art books if you don't. I can't believe they haven't done a strategy guide for number 2. There's 2, we really wanted a strategy guide for Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, which never came out over here, and also for The Last of Us Part 2, which also never came out. So if anyone knows if there's somewhere that they're available, please let me know, because we definitely want to buy them. And actually, there are 2 more things I want to talk about. We've got some video game vinyl. These aren't brand new, but they've came over from Ash's collection and they've joined the vinyls that we have. So the first one is Horizon Zero Dawn. This was actually from the PlayStation website, and I actually wanted to buy this ages ago because it went on sale quite cheap, but for whatever reason we couldn't get it. But now we have, and it's just funny how things work, isn't it? So yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn, really awesome, great exclusive game. And the next one is Majora's Mask. This is amazing and really, really beautifully done. I'll obviously do a cutaway, but just dead quick, look at that. How gorgeous is this? This is one of these vinyls and one of these soundtracks that is probably one of the most classic soundtracks of all time. And obviously, Ash being the big Zelda collector she is, of course she had it. So anyway, hopefully everyone hasn't got really bored, and I actually can't believe how long I've just managed to talk without taking a break. I think this is the first ever one-take video I've ever done, so this is insane. But yeah, anyway, that was new game stuff. I hope you all enjoyed it. If there's any comments that you have or anything you'd like to see me do in the next one, please let me know. And hopefully it's just a bit more content to keep you all going. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Always appreciate it. Always love doing videos. Just really busy with the job and stuff, but I'm always going to be doing them. Just probably not as much as I'd like to do. Anyway, let me know if you want more new game stuff videos. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're definitely going to be buying them. So there's going to be content there and there's going to be more stuff to tell you about. Anyway, let me know what you've got recently. See you later. Thanks for watching. Peace. I'm getting a shot at that just in case something happens. Oh my word. That's why I was filming. I think that's a write-off, those ones.